Over the past few months, we've published two of our most popular videos, our EDC backpack tier rankings list and our travel backpack tier rankings list. And the comments for both were super spicy, but the number one comment that we got was for our community begging us to do another tier list, but for slings. And if at any point during this video you want to learn about any of the slings that we're talking about, you'll be smitten to find out that each sling has its own in-depth review. And we're gonna go ahead and link all of those reviews down below. And if you're also interested in making a purchase, the links in the description are gonna make sure you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, which we often do, that's what they'll be. And you're definitely gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I will pick my favorite sling out of all the ones that we're discussing. First up, quickly, let's talk about the criteria, how we pick the slings on this list, because in the past few videos, people get very impassioned, being like, what about this sling? And how could you dare not put this sling on the list? We're not picking the slings ourselves. The way we're determining the slings that we're putting into different tiers is by looking at our most watched sling reviews. So actually you are kind of technically picking the slings. So basically the list is just our most popular reviews, but we did exclude some because otherwise this just would have been like the Aer, Bellroy, Alpaka tier rankings. And good reason, those three brands make a crap ton of awesome slings. So instead of just making it the Aer, Bellroy, Alpaka show, we picked a couple of our favorites from Aer, Bellroy, and Alpaka, and then filled in the rest of the slots with the other brands. And one last point, it's important to note that all these rankings are just based on my personal experience. This is not a scientific reflection of how good the bag is or isn't, it's just me and what I like in a sling and where it would list for me in my personal carries. Because it should be noted that all the slings on this list, even if I give them a D tier, for me personally, they're still iconic slings and they still are loved by lots of people because that's how we chose them, right? Based on the most views. So these are all really popular. It's just gonna be based on my personal preferences. Okay, now we're not gonna go in any particular order. I'm gonna randomly select Rework Toshi 5 liters. And should be mentioned, this is V2. And I think this is a really good starting point, because I'm gonna have some hot takes about this sling. Some background information, Rework came onto the scene like a year ago with this sling and just like a bolt of lightning, absolutely electrocuted the carry community, catapulting this sling into many, bag enthusiasts best of slings list. And mine too, as I picked it as one of my top slings in one of our end of the year roundup videos. And I think what's so great about this sling is really, it comes down to functionality and versatility. Versatility because the shoulder strap can be worn and customized in so many different positions. You've also got these hidden lash points at the bottom, which are awesome for a water bottle or a wet umbrella. Probably, I think, the most compelling argument for this sling is that feature. Very few slings provide this kind of functionality, and the Toshi does it so freaking well. You've also got not one, not two, not three, but 4 freaking compartments. So for all y'all OCDers out there, Rework's giving you a pocket for all your little knickknacks, especially in the main compartment. So when it comes to the rating, if I was just going by recommendability, is that a word? Recommendability? Recommendationability? We'll go with it. And community feedback, this would probably be, this is S tier. But for me personally, I give it like a B tier. There are gasps in the audience. And the reason is I am a vain person. Very vain. I have a very strict sense of style. And I find the Rework Toshi to be a little lumpy, a little froopy. And also for my personal sling preference, I prefer a bit more minimalism. 4 compartments, too much for this guy. You'll see sort of as I'm talking about the other slings that I personally like and that I personally recommend, that I prefer to just take the simpler route. So by all objective measures, this is an S tier, but by Aaron's personal preferences, I give the Rework Toshi a solid B. I think that I would definitely never use this sling in my EDC, but for travel, this thing would actually be really awesome. I just wouldn't be my vibe, but functionally speaking, it's kind of impossible to beat. And remember, if you want to learn more about any of the bags that we're discussing in this video, be sure to check the links in the description below, as we got discount codes, full reviews, everything you need. Next up, we've got the Bellroy Venture Ready 2.5 liter sling. And if you've ever watched this channel and you've seen my reviews, you probably know where this is going, because I absolutely adore this sling. And I think that it's not just me in terms of also recommendability-ation-ness. It's very recommended. It's one of the most critically acclaimed slings in the community, and for lots of good reasons. I love its small size and malleable shape, super simple 3-compartment layout, back pocket for the wallet and the passport, front pocket with this gusset. This is actually like so sneaky functional. And then just a few pockets in the main compartment. But one thing I love about it so much is how comfortable it is. You can see Bellroy implemented this nylon webbing system where you have this beautiful loop right here, and then the shoulder strap connecting to that loop. And it just lets this sling flow with you. It's not just like dug in there, like it's just like a dance. It's just you with the Bellroy Venture Ready 2.5 liter dancing in the dark. I also find the magnetic Woojin buckle to be very satisfying to use. I do understand why some people don't like it, as they feel like it could be opening them up to being thieved or possibly accidentally knocking it off. But I've worn this sling a bajillion times. That's never happened to me once, knock on wood. So for all those reasons, for me, in my personal tier, it's S, baby. Cream of the crop, top of the tiers, the cat's pajamas. This is what I like in my sling. It looks good, it feels good, it's minimalist, and it's probably my favorite sling in the world. To learn more about it, check the links below. Next up, we got the Inateck Crossbody, which really surprised me that this was one of our most watched sling reviews of all time. Inateck is a brand that's really popular where I live here in Hong Kong. I see them all over the place, especially in retail stores. And they're known for their kind of futuristic, kind of matrixy aesthetic, and a bajillion and a half pockets and slots and features and sleeves. It's definitely a sling that's gonna give you a lot of organization and innovation. For instance, I love this sleeve right here, which is ideal for a water bottle. Now, the efficiency or efficacy of that water bottle sleeve will be determined by how full the main compartment of the sling is, but it's actually also just a good spot for a small umbrella, a wet small umbrella. And it's a really cool sling because it has the ability to expand, but also compress super thin. This is the 3-liter version, and it's great because when you're at 3 liters, you know, it can bulk out if you need, but when not, you can like compress it into like a 1 liter and it's a lot more flush and just looks better. But ultimately, the reason I'm putting it in my C tier is because of the looks. It's just, like I said, a lot of the slings I'm realizing is just gonna come down to the way that I think that it looks. And it's just not my style. But also, a million pockets, a million compartments. If there was an alternate Aaron, an evil Aaron, let's say, who liked this kind of style and liked a lot of pockets, it would be S tier, right? But it's just depends on the preferences. But I do gotta say, it's a very cool sling and at a pretty accessible price point. So if you wanna learn more, you know what to do. Next up, we got the Peak Design Outdoor Sling. Peak Design recently did some outdoor bags and I did not like their backpacks. But the slings, it's so weird. Same collection, completely different reaction from me because they kept the slings simpler and they're just so freaking awesome. You got a back compartment that has a magnetic closure and then a very simple front pocket with a bit of organization. But again, what I like, malleability, it's light. And what's really important to note about malleability is it means that we're using a thin fabric, but a robust fabric and a tear-resistant ripstop. But there's no padding in here, which means that you're just gonna be able to fit more stuff. But Peak Design, they always take some sneaky risks and got some cool features, like this clip. Oh, I love this freaking thing. Never seen it before, absolutely adore it. A joy to use. And also for a smaller sling, it's strange, or it's not common to have a shoulder strap that's padded like this. And I know that for a lot of people, this extra comfort goes a long way and you wish that smaller slings had this and most of them don't, but Peak Design, they have your back. And this is an A tier for me for all those reasons, but also with the understanding that I probably wouldn't wear this in my everyday, but like as my outdoorsy bag, I do like to go on hikes or go to the beach or take a long walk, you know, so it's not something I'm gonna wear to a first date, but as a functional outdoorsy sling, which is, you know, what these are designed for. Oh, it's so perfect. It's not perfect. I mean, I don't love the handle. We get a little extra dangle going on sometimes, but the faults are very small for me. A-tier sling through and through. And before I jump into the next sling, I gotta let you know if you're enjoying this deep dive into the world of carry and you really like gear and travel and EDC and that kind of whole intersection, then A, I wanna welcome you again to Nomads Nation, but B, I gotta tell you that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do, you know, gear reviews and reaction videos, we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field. And instead of like looking into individual products and putting a microscope on them, we take like a 30,000 look out and like evaluate the entire scene. And what that means is I'm just delivering to your inbox on a weekly basis, the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, plus you get access to our discount codes and giveaways. So if you wanna keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this amazing community, the newsletter is next level. I'm so proud of it. And I hope to see you in your inbox. You can sign up by finding this globe emoji linked in the description below. Next up, Black Ember TKS, which I have a very interesting relationship with because when I first started using and testing this sling, I fell in love with it. It was a hot summer fling. But like all hot summer flings, it fizzled out quite quickly. But it's still a very highly recommended sling in the community. It looks amazing. Got some really great features like the magnetic keychain, lockable zippers that go ahead and pull into this laser cut hypalon. But the real distinguishing feature of this is it's sort of like a tech pouch more than it is a sling. And that is because of this section right here where you have this accordion style little tech sleeve with all this origami pocketing and organization, and this is going to be the make or break for you. But having said all those cool things, it's a bit bulky. It's not the most comfortable wear for my style. As you can see, we have a lot of fabric going on here, plus this bulky Fidlock magnet. I used to love these Fidlock V-buckles in my early backpack days, but now I just find them just a burden. The satisfaction cannot be denied, but in most situations, they're just unnecessarily heavy and complicated for me, except for on some bags. The modern day ferret backpack, I think it works very, very well. C tier, final answer. It's probably the perfect sling for the right person. For that person, just ain't me. Next up, we got the CT5. CT, Vietnamese carry brand. They're known for making tactical gear. It's very inexpensive, although very high quality. Here's why it's a D tier for me though. Nothing against CT, but I'll just never really vibe with something that has the word tactical in it in my personal carrying. But also I don't think it's just not a layout that I like. We have this front pocket here with this here, but there's a lot of Velcro going on, which makes it really difficult to get in and out of. The water bottle pocket at the bottom is also, it's very secure, but it's just difficult to use. And then it's just like usable space because this is supposed to be 5 liters, but there's so much fabric and compartments going on and they're all kind of fighting with each other. It's definitely not like 5 liters, it's like 3 liters, but it's sort of bulky and bricky to even get to that 3 liters. And then this strap is massive, which again, some people like, me not so much. I adore CT. I am astonished at the quality of gear that they're able to put out and the price range they're able to do it at. But for me, this is just a very hard pass. But don't worry, CT, you're not alone. I got another D tier, the Nomatic Sling, which is quite interesting though, because aesthetically, we're actually not too far off. Vain Aaron wouldn't mind wearing this. It looks the part for the person I'm trying to project into the world. But functionally, I'm just not a fan of this sling at all. It's very, very padded. It just makes it bulky, not something that I like in a sling, obviously. The PU-coated zippers are a little bit more difficult to use, and I don't think Nomatic, yeah, we don't get YKK on these zippers, which sucks. In the main compartment, we have these 2 pockets here, but I always like one pocket here. It's just strange that Nomatic didn't offer one on this sling. Why not, dude? And no hidden back pocket, which is kind of like a must-have on a sling for me. I love those pockets. Easy slot for your passport or boarding pass when you're traveling, or in your EDC, it's where the wallet goes, or the phone if you're sick of carrying it in your pocket. And then just for comfort, like this is how a fanny pack, a hip belt is designed with the straps, right? Because you can see it shoots out on both ends, so it's a perfect around the waist fit. But it doesn't work as well for crossbody because that's just not how a crossbody works. That's why the design of the Bellroy Venture Ready with that flowiness works so well in crossbody because you can reposition it so easily and it dances with you. This is the opposite of dancing with you. Side note, I have been obsessed with Nomatic's clothes. Holy crap. Best shorts of my life. I bought 1 pair and then I bought a 2nd pair and then I bought 4 more pairs. So I just want to like counterbalance this. It's not Nomatic, it's just this particular product. Also, I just bought their Flow State hoodie. Oh my God, that's amazing. And their suitcase is one of my favorite of all time. So Nomatic makes great stuff. Check out their other stuff, but in my opinion, just don't check out this. Next up, we got the Tomtoc Aviator T33, and this is the 1.5 liter. Tomtoc is a Chinese brand known for making very, very high quality products at a pretty accessible price. Not quite as low as like CT, like a half a step higher. And this sling just has Aaron written all over it. It's a nice subdued urban aesthetic. Front pocket for quick access, main pocket with a bit of organization, and crucially, most importantly of all, a hidden back pocket. It's light, it's got a small shoulder strap. Also, just not quite as nice as I like, but like for a good middle of the road sling that looks solid, and functions tremendously within the context of how I want a sling to function. A tier. Love this sling. Great work, Tomtoc. Next up, Alpaka Flight Sling. Malleable Axoflux ripstop. 2 quick access compartments. A nice shape, good look to it, subtle, anonymous, lightweight strap, easy A tier. Alpaka makes slings that I either absolutely love or absolutely just don't love. Like the Go slings I'm not quite as into. They're just a little bit too structured and they feel like you're fighting with those slings. But this one, ain't no fight. The flight sling is clearly on your team when you use it. You don't know what I mean if you try it. Remember, all these slings that we're talking about, link below. Find more information. Next up, Evergoods CAS2. Now, this is the CAS2, but it's the limited edition Clued version, Carryology collab. I'm lending the CAS2 that I have here in tan to a friend. This is completely sold out though, so when I talk about the CAS2, I'm gonna talk about it from the perspective of the original version, which is a C tier for me, even though it's an S tier for the right person. Like if you like a sling that can be worn amazingly well as a waist belt or as a hip pack or a fanny pack, and you want it to be able to be used in the outdoors, plus in the city, and you want it to be able to have this big old main compartment that you can stick a large water bottle in. Like all those reasons are why this sling is incredible. But for me, just bulk, style, not 100% my thing. I do like the Clued version. This thing's so cool, it's so extra. Just shout out to Evergoods for this particular collab. I don't love all their collabs. I did love the Griffin wax canvas, but the Clued, this one's so extra with the metal Cobra buckle and the ultra fabric and the metal frickin' patch. So I just wanna make it clear that I love Evergoods. The CPL24 is an S tier bag for me, but the CAS2, not my thing, C. And the final sling on this list is going to be the Aer Day Sling 3, which could be one of the most popular slings in the world right now, at least in this community. And this is like one of the first slings that I ever fell in love with. I think this sling may have been like my gateway drug sling. Got me into the game. We got this chunky YKK PU coated front zipper, back pocket, easy access, plus a top handle. A lot of people like top handles on their slings. Not a requirement for me, but this one is so well done. It's so flush, it's not in the way. Chunky shoulder strap with the fidlock here. And then a main compartment that's got some really decent organization. We got sleeves and zippered pockets. These power mesh pockets feel gorgeous, really nice elasticity. And I like this too, you got a little hanging loop. Whether you're at a bathroom in some foreign country or just, you wanna hang it up at home. It's something that I've actually used and quite liked. The Cordura nylon feels incredible. And it just looks the part. It's anonymous, it's got a little bit of badassness to it. It's subtle, it's not too flashy, everything that I want in a sling. So for me, A tier, just a bit bulkier than I might want. A little bit extra bulk with the strap, and just like that 1680D Cordura is so unnecessarily thick, but that's the Aer way. That's just what they do. They love the 1680D, and I love them for loving that. But I stick by what I said, this is a incredible sling, A tier, final answer. So if you're still here, there's a good chance that you're looking for a sling and you're not quite sure which direction to go. There's a lot of options there. And maybe you agree with some of my points, and maybe you think that I'm like totally missing the mark for other points. So let me just talk to you about what is most recommended in the community these days. Because I'm really hardcore into the world of gear and carry. And there's sort of two that just kind of keep coming up over and over again. The first of which is my personal favorite, the Bellroy Venture Ready Sling 2.5 liter. Should be noted, it's not 2.5 liters. It's more like 1 to 1.5 liter. It's a tiny guy, and it's the perfect pocket reliever. It's stylish, it's minimalist, it's insanely comfortable, super versatile. I think it's an absolute masterpiece of a carry product. But then on the flip side, maybe you need something a bit bigger, with a bit more organization and more features. Toshi is the way to go. People are freaking out about this sling. This is the V2. V2 is awesome. That external carry underneath, all the pockets and organization, customization for the shoulder strap. Like it's just a sling that just keeps on giving. It's not the sexiest sling in the world to me. A little lumpy, like I said, for my taste. But that's function over form. And this one is a little bit of form over function. Nah, not really. They're both just absolute masterpieces. And if you're looking for a sling recommendation, these are the best spots to start. And you can learn more about both of these slings by watching these videos right here. If you got any questions about any slings, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.